At Chaman Bhartiya School, we have a holistic approach to child development. We want to develop the emotional, the social, and intellectual academic side of our children. We call that leadership. We have defined leadership, and it goes through everything we do. The first aspect of leadership is what we call our 5 leadership pillars: to live together, to act, to learn, and to lead. Those are basic personal qualities we want to develop in every child. The second aspect is the 21st century competencies. We want to develop critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication. We think it's very important in the world of the 21st century, where our children will live, that they develop these competencies. The third aspect is the foundational literacies. We have the traditional literacies: numeracy, literacy, science, math, social science, geography. And then we have the modern foundational literacies: financial literacy, literacy about sustainable development, and digital literacy, for example. For us, it's important that every child develops in all those 3 dimensions. If we succeed in helping the children to do that, we have developed the leaders for tomorrow's India.
The Chaman Bhartiya curriculum, which we call VLEAD, is broadly focusing on the vision of leadership. And when we say leadership, it's not about just being entrepreneurs, but about being able to lead a good life, to make the right choices. The curriculum is an outcome of rigorous study of the existing context, not just the curricula that we follow, where it's an amalgamation, or it's a deep study of outcome of a deep study. So all these concepts were looked at. What are the key concepts that these curricula follow, and that's how we came up with the academic objectives of the curriculum. So it's a very, very deep and very clearly spelled out set of objectives for each subject, including health and well-being, creative arts, and the socio-emotional aspects of learning. So that is one aspect which we call the academics. But the support this academic receives is by other 2 pillars, and we call it the leadership objectives and the 21st century skills. So both these are also equally clearly and specifically spelled out. So all the 5 pillars that our leadership pillar envisages, the teachers know exactly what is it that to look for when a child is learning something, which how does the child look when the child is actually learning to live, or how does the child behave when the child is learning to live together. So values are an integral part of the VLEAD curriculum. One of the things that make our curriculum very, very unique is the way it is implemented. Even when we are online, we ensure that the children are given a holistic view and understanding of what they are learning. Project-based learning is an integral part of what they do. Arts and movement are also an integral part of everyday learning. It's not something that is demarcated or separated from from academics. So that is how we have been able to manifest the wholesomeness or the holistic approach of the curriculum in our everyday teaching and learning. So that's, I think, one of the best part of Chaman Bhartiya's VLEAD curriculum. In terms of pedagogy, our primary approach is project-based learning. And when I say project based learning, we are not talking about those run of the mill projects where once a year children do something, but here what happens is the in everyday interaction of let's say concepts in history or geography or math, children come up with problems that they think exist in the real world, and the whole project then is designed around that problem, and children are the people who lead that project. The teachers merely facilitate the process, they ensure that the stages of project based learning are followed, and the outcomes are looked at in many different products. For example, it could be a research essay. A fifth grader could come up with a research essay stating how a problem, say for example, how a traffic problem can be solved, or it could be food wastage problem that could be solved. It could also be, say, a street play, about making people aware of these problems. It could be a letter to an official or an authority. So what I'm trying to say is, when children and teachers get onto this journey together through projects for the reason of solving problems in the real world, they are actually looking at communicating with the real world. So the children and the teachers, the facilitators as we call them, they are people who journey through a problem, who really go through the downs and ups that solving of a problem envisages, but make connections to the real world. So the whole curriculum is placed in the world. It is not separate from our world. So like we say, the world is the classroom for us. The curriculum is designed so holistically that we don't separate, because world is not a separate entity, it's not divided into compartments. In the world, math, geography, history, they all are working together, and that's what our children are also encouraged to do, and that is the real pedagogy that we want our school to follow, and they are following it. Our children have come up with some amazing work already. They're performing experiments, they're understanding what it means to think like a scientist, what it means to be a geographer or a cartographer, and this is something has not been tried for a long time, and this is and this is something that I think it's the essence of our curriculum, the pedagogy and the way we deliver it, the way it's implemented. It really is a manifestation of a wholesome and holistic curriculum.